What is up, A-Team? Welcome back. Awesome here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day, or not, depending on where you're at, but I hope it's awesome. And yes, we are back at it today. We're here to talk more about XRP. Obviously, you guys know there is a pretty big battle on the internet right now in regards to that Bitcoin and XRP. You got a lot of Bitcoiners out here attacking the XRP army. You got the XRP army coming out here and sort of defending their case there with the Bitcoiners. And this is actually pretty interesting to sort of see how this is all going to play out. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's actually going to be very, very interesting to see what goes on. I honestly don't know where this is all coming from. I think a lot of it has to do with just a lot of people that are here for Bitcoin, that are here holding Bitcoin and been a big part of the growth of Bitcoiners in general. They don't want any new technology coming into the space. And that's the one thing with XRP and Ripple is that that's all that they're trying to do is create new avenues to make this space, easy to move things across networks and cheaper fees and things like that. And so, unfortunately, here we are. We're at this battle now, and I think it's a good time to actually talk about it. It's all over everyone's feed here. If you've been watching, and if you're on XR, if you're on X, if you're on really any place out there, social media, the whole CBDC thing with Trump, it's actually pretty interesting to sort of see how this whole thing is coming down. I will admit though, this is what's sort of crazy about it is now you're getting Brad Garlinghouse going after that with the with one of the the VP of technology for Riot, and they got into a pretty good little heated discussion here, which we'll jump into. But yeah, before we jump into all that, I want to say what's up to everyone here in the chat. We got John in the house here. We got Skating Horses going on, dude. We got Dwyer. We got Big Watch Dude. What's up, Big Watch Dude? We got Diablo. What's going on, guys? Mashburn's in the house. Hopium Days. Borishito Seiko. We got Seiko in the house. Good to see you guys. Good to see everyone in here. I missed some of you guys already over here. We got Graham. Good to see Graham. Rico. OG. Mike. Yeah, my big blue eyes. You guys are funny, man. Jeremy. Jeffrey. Good to see you, dude. Papa Don. Team Cordy. Good to see you, man. So yeah, 609 Snappers. Appreciate you guys. We got a new member here starting off. We got Big Dog. What's up, Big Dog? Thanks so much for becoming a member of the channel. You're officially now a member of the A-Team. Welcome, my friend. And I think it's time we jump into it because I think we have a lot to cover today. At least I feel I have a lot to cover today. And the reason why is because I just think that there's just too much craziness out there. And we just got to, a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubts being created about the CBDCs. I mean, I had people call me this morning, hey, dude, did you see that Trump banned the CBDCs? That means Ripple's going under. And it's like, wait a second, guys. Like, let's make sure that we all understand sort of what's going on here. So you can see a lot of FUD out there as to bringing Ripple down because a lot of the Bitcoiners don't want them to be a part of the strategic reserves, right? They all thought it was going to be Bitcoin strategic reserves only, not a crypto strategic reserve. And I think that threw a lot of people off here. So obviously it opened up the doors to having this discussion right here. And you can obviously see where this all started with Pierre. Again, if you guys don't know who he is the actual, let me go over here to his name. He is the VP of research for Riot platform. As you guys don't know, Riot is one of the largest miners for Bitcoin out there. I actually own Riot. It's one of my stocks that I own. But it's kind of annoying to sort of see Pierre come out here and attack. I feel like it's a kind of attack on the crypto industry. That's just my personal opinion here. A lot of us just want the growth of crypto across the board where, unfortunately you get a lot of Bitcoin maxis who are just, they want the growth of Bitcoin and everything else. Screw them. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the feeling that you'll get throughout this, but we'll look into all sides of it. So Carrie, thanks so much for gifting 5 memberships to the A-Team right off the bat. Wow. Thank you very much. And if Carrie gifted you a membership, please say thank you. And all those 5 new members, welcome to the A-Team. Appreciate you guys being here today. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Awesome BTC breakout. I don't know. We'll look at the charts today too. You guys know we'll look at the charts. Look at everything today. I'm gonna try to get through the discussions here of why this all started, why everyone is going at it with each other. We got literally the XRP army and the Bitcoiners going at it like hardcore. I mean, it's pretty intense right here. We'll read through some of this, but it's pretty crazy. With the SEC lawsuit probably wrapping up this week, can you look at the charts around each of the events, positive and negative? Yeah, definitely Biden's body W. We'll definitely do that. And thanks so much for the $5 donation, man. Appreciate that a ton. Yeah, we'll definitely look into a lot of these things as we go. John Hunter, thanks so much for becoming a new member of the A team. You're officially now a member of the channel. Thank you very, very much for that. I appreciate the heck out of that. But I want to jump into here because really what it came down to here is it started with this tweet right here. It said the biggest obstacle for the strategic Bitcoin reserve is not the Fed, the Treasury, the banks, or Elizabeth Warren. It's Ripple XRP. They are aggressively lobbying against the SBR by throwing around, which is the strategic Bitcoin reserve, by throwing around millions of at politicians desperately trying to derail it. They did the same to attack Bitcoin mining under the Biden administration. Obviously, they want to protect their marketing narratives and push for CBDCs built on their platform. And so you can see right here, Brad actually had to respond to this, and Brad came out and said, unless you are choosing to ignore the core tenets of the POTUS campaign, which aggressively supports American companies and technologies, our efforts are actually increasing the likelihood of a strategic reserve, which includes Bitcoin happening. And obviously, he had to become a grammar Nazi here. This is where the pettiness of it, like you're going to come point out that one thing here. That's where I just know that this guy would annoy the hell out of me already. He's already annoying because that's what he focuses on. Didn't focus on any of the substance in here. This is a pure, deflecting technique here. And he corrects him with how he spelt tenets. And he says sigh. And then, obviously Brad goes, good catch. And he edits it. But still, it's just like, I don't know. When I start to read this guy, when I start to read more throughout yesterday and into today, I just, the more this guy gives me a bad taste in my mouth, it makes me want to sell my Riot and not support these guys. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not going to do that. That's emotional. I'm not going to do that. But it's just annoying that's where this is coming from. So then you go down here and he reposts this right here. It says the best takedown of Ripple XRP on this website. It's not a cryptocurrency and has no use case. So again, who's to define what cryptocurrency is and not? Like, how is Pierre the decider of what a cryptocurrency is and what a cryptocurrency isn't? I think a cryptocurrency is really anything that we can actually build on a blockchain, anything that can actually be moved across the blockchain, anything that people can hold. I mean, just literally look up what cryptocurrency is. Like, just look up the basic definition of cryptocurrency. And you can't sit there and say that that it's not a digital currency. This is like the basic Webster dictionary right here. A digital currency in which transactions are verified and records maintained by a decentralized system using cryptography rather than centralized authority. The XRPL is exactly that of a cryptocurrency. So what are you talking about, dude? Like, what is this guy talking about? So again, and you could read this. We don't have to go into it. We can if you guys want to. But I mean, really, this guy goes down and talks about all these things here. And I think really what it comes down to is these guys are just mad that there's actually going to be more focus on the cryptocurrency industry than just Bitcoin. And so as much as people were invested in Bitcoin and wanting Bitcoin to go up in price because they're going to spend billions and billions and billions, if not trillions of dollars on a crypto reserve for just Bitcoin, they're now focusing on a bigger picture here and then trying to encompass a handful of other cryptocurrencies along with Bitcoin to bring into a reserve. And I think that that's kind of where a lot of this has started, this tension here, is because it's taken away from the Bitcoin reserves and focused more on just a crypto in general reserve is exactly what was out there. Because as you guys know, that's what really the thing was yesterday. It came out as, which is right here. You can see right here that it came out as a, right here, sorry. Right up here, it came out as a strategic digital asset reserve. That's what it got. That's what the executive order was. It wasn't a Bitcoin asset reserve. It was a strategic digital asset reserve is what the actual executive order was. And that kind of threw everyone for a loop here. So I called XCN. Let's see here. So XRP and ATM. Yeah, what's going on, dude? We've been talking reserve assets since 2019, bearable bull days. Yeah, this has been out there for a long time. This isn't like anything new. The reserves have been talked about for a long time. Yes, I would agree with you. But a lot of it was Bitcoin. I could see where the Bitcoiners could be a little upset about it, right? Because a lot of it was pushed to, was really pushed towards it being Bitcoin only. And so that's kind of like where this whole thing happened was Bitcoin was kind of the, they're the one that we hold up here, the pride and joy. When you think of crypto, you think of Bitcoin. And so when we had the new administration come in here, everyone was associated, and even I assumed that like, hey, it's going to be a Bitcoin reserve. They're going to be building up a Bitcoin reserve. Like that's everything that's going to happen. And here we are today, and that's not the case. It looks like they are moving towards just being crypto, and I think that that's the right move. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's a great move. I mean, would you rather be so focused on Bitcoin and all the other assets that are out there we don't focus on? I don't think that's the right move. So just me personally on how I feel about this, but These we are clashing right now, dude. Between people that are holding XRP and people that are holding Bitcoin, we definitely are clashing over this, and I think we all have different opinions on this. Obviously, you can go through and read these comments. There's people battling back and forth on these. Um, it's just funny to me because you start to read these things like, this is the one of the ones that got me. I sort of cracked up. He said, this guy came back here and he said Bitcoin has scalability issues, high energy use, centralized risk, limited smart contract capabilities, and blockchain bloated. So again, you can make arguments for both sides here. You could say that Bitcoin has become more centralized in that now it's an ETF, right? I mean, now we have an ETF. Now you have institutions that are holding it. The whole goal with Bitcoin was to never have institutions hold it. We all know that. I mean, go back and look at the history. I mean, if you go look back at the creation of Bitcoin, was to keep it into the hands of the people. It wasn't to put it back into the hands of institutions. That was the whole goal of this. So again, when he comes down here and says centralized risk, Bitcoin is a permissionless. Anyone can create a wallet, use a node, or mine. But the thing is that it's now controlled, though. Yeah, you could do all that kind of stuff, which great. Makes it decentralized to some degree. But again, now you have large institutions. You got MicroStrategy, you got BlackRock, you got Grayscale. Go down the list of all these people that hold a majority of crypto, and it's no longer as decentralized as people think it is. So there is an argument to that side. So yes, he's right here with it being permissionless. Anyone can create a wallet, use a node, or mine it. You're right. But when you have a large amount of the institutions holding the money and being able to manipulate charts, it's going to make it a lot harder for people. It's more centralized, in my opinion, on that. And again, limited smart contract capabilities. We all know that Bitcoin is not the greatest when it comes to smart contract. Yes, they've tried to create smart contracts and scalability on the Bitcoin networks. That's why you have a lot of these things out here. I mean, you got Stacks out here. Stacks is a perfect example of a cryptocurrency project that is trying to allow smart contracts to be built on Bitcoin. So again, if you just take Bitcoin alone and you don't include Stacks or any of those things and ordinals and all that other stuff, Bitcoin is not has limited capabilities when it comes to that stuff. Like, that is a true statement. Sorry, I got the sneezes there. And so yeah, this is kind of where it's at. And again, it is a high energy use. Like, there's no lie about this. It's expensive. It's high energy. And again, this is nothing against Bitcoin. It's just, these are true statements, but they're trying to argue that this is like that the Bitcoin is the say all be all of cryptocurrency. And as technology has come up through the ranks, the whole goal, I want to make sure it's very clear, the whole goal of Ripple and the whole goal of XRP, like, let's just set aside XRP because XRP is just the gas that's going to fuel the XRPL. But the whole goal of Ripple is to create new technology, and they're supposed to and using the XRPL to make transactions on a blockchain that are cheap, secure, and fast. That's really the whole goal of the XRPL. And the whole reason you would use the XRPL is to move assets across a blockchain securely, cheaply, and effectively. I mean, that's literally what you're trying to do here. And so I like where Brad Garlinghouse comes back and he actually said what he said here. Where's his statement here? I do like when he came back here and said that where was it at? That he says that, which includes Bitcoin. So his statement right here, this is where I think this guy, he didn't even reply to anything that was really said here. In that, his whole goal here was to include Bitcoin. Like, the whole goal is to basically allow Bitcoin to be moved across networks, allow cryptocurrency to be moved from one place to another. We all know, I mean, go transfer Bitcoin right now to your ledger. Tell me how long it takes. Tell me how long it takes to move your Bitcoin to a ledger or your Bitcoin to a cold storage. It takes a long time, dude. So, George, thanks so much for becoming a member of the A team. You're officially now a member of the channel. Thank you guys very, very much. Appreciate you being here, dude. We got Mikhail in the house here. What's going on? We got, Scott, good to see you. Just FUD. Yeah, and a lot of it is fear, right? I mean, a lot of it makes you start to question. Like, some people out there will question it, right? Oh, crap, maybe they are Cbdc'S. Maybe they're trying to push Cbdc'S. And then what happens is that you start to hear people say, Ripple's a Cbdc. Ripple's going down because XRP is a Cbdc. And XRP is not a Cbdc. Let's make that very clear. XRP is, like, go look up at the definition of a Cbdc. A Cbdc is where someone actually creates a digital banking asset, and like basically taking fiat and tokenizing fiat, or making it into taking like the dollar or the pound or or the euro or the franc, and making that into a digital asset. So you no longer have cash now. You're like, there's no more dollar. There's no more like actual physical cash. It's in a digital asset now. And then you're using that to be moved across and make it as a store of value. That is a CBDC, not XRP, not XRP, Ethereum, even all these things that have even Solana. Those are not CBDCs. And so it's funny that they're saying that they want to create these CBDCs to go across. No, the whole goal of Ripple and XRPL is to take your fiat, take your dollar for dollar. So if I want to move my US dollar into euro, and I want to be able to send it from America to Great Britain, or to where, to somewhere over in Europe that's going to accept the euro, I want to be able to move it across the system as fast as possible, because right now you're not going to be able to send $2 billion or $1 million through Venmo. Like, it's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to send $1 million through Venmo. You're not going to. And then, again, we're talking large scale. We're not talking like peer to peer here. We're talking large scale here. And so when you think about this, like on a large scale platform, if you're sending millions of dollars across the platform to people in business transactions, it takes forever. I mean, wire transfers are sketchy. The Swift system, who we already know is sketchy, takes a long time. So if you're trying to send dollar, like a US dollar of $1 million, so let's just take $10 million of US dollar, and you want to send it over to Europe and have it converted to pounds. Like, you have to go through the Swift system on it. You got to go through a wire transfer. You got to go through all this kind of stuff, right? Well, in a decentralized setting, you don't want to wait for all that, right? You'd rather just put it onto a system like Ripple, put it into like an RLUSD. Shit, you don't even got to put it into RLUSD. You could put it into Tether. You could put it into USDC. You could choose what you want to put it into from a stable standpoint, and then move it across the XRPL. Fast, secure. It comes out on the other side in seconds, if maybe a minute or two. And you're then able to offload that, off-ramp it into the currency of your choice at that point, whether it's US dollar, whether it's franc, whether it's pound, whatever you want. It still goes back into the dollar. It still goes back into the currency of wherever you're at. So for them to say that that right there, that process right there is a CBDC, or in the process of trying to create a CBDC, I think is ludicrous. I honestly think it's crazy. That's where people are actually pushing this narrative. It kind of blows my mind. That just shows me how uneducated the educated are in this space. Like the peer, like, he knows this. Like, this is a funny thing, is obviously this guy's in here, he knows this, right? But it's just funny that he feels like it's an attack on like them accepting XRP as a form like as a part of the strategic reserve is like an attack on Bitcoin. It's just crazy to me, dude. But I mean, to each our own, I guess. So Liza, what's up, man? Good to see you. Moto, what's going on? I was dumb when I was you're good. What's up, Intrigue? Good to see you, man. It does make sense though for XRP, since it's America made. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that people are like, they're bent out of shape with this kind of stuff. Obviously this takes away the narrative here. You can see even this guy came out here and said XRP has no use case. He goes, I keep telling you this because I don't want you to get scammed. Stable coins work better. Well, what is RLUSD? So you're saying the RLUSD works just as fine? Says the XRP army is going to keep telling you XRP is going somewhere because they're clueless. XRP is a distraction to keep you from accumulating Bitcoin. Partnerships mean nothing when it comes to money. There's a clear distinction between XRP and Bitcoin, and if you don't see it, then you're going to get robbed. You got to realize that Bitcoin and XRP are completely different assets here. Like, they're not even on the same asset. They're not even the same asset class, because they're doing completely two different things in this space. And that's the thing that's really annoying about this, is that you're going to get new people that are coming in here that are trying to define them as the same, and they're not. XRP is not the same as Bitcoin. Ripple and XRP are not the same. They are doing completely different things here. And so I just want to make sure that's very clear before we start off here, because I think that a lot of people are coming out here and they're confused on statements like this from this guy, which I have no idea who these people are. The only reason I'm just reading through some of this stuff. And they're making these statements, and they're obviously getting a lot of publicity from it, and it's getting circulated pretty quickly. And again, if you're new to crypto, people are gonna go, well, yeah, screw XRP, dude. They're trying to hurt Bitcoin, and it's like, wait a second, dude. They're not even on the same parallel. I mean, they're doing two different things. Yes, they're cryptocurrencies, but one's doing one thing and the other's doing another. So Bitcoiners are acting like teenage girls, 100%, dude. They're super disappointed right now. Dumb Squad was, I own both. Yeah, and that's the thing, is Bitcoin's my largest bag. I mean, XRP is my third largest, but I mean, it's just funny to me Um, a lot of people are. If you're a Bitcoiner, you're only Bitcoin. That's the thing is you're only Bitcoin. And if you seek outside of that, then you are the scum of the earth. It's always been that way in this space. Trump is all about America and will always put American companies first. Yeah. I can't wrap my head around an asset being a reserve when we don't even know who Satoshi actually is. Yeah, right. Satoshi is the CIA at this point, right? I mean, why? It could be anyone, anything. It could be North Korea for all we know. We don't know. Austin, do you think the fact that XRP uses little energy could give us a sort of leg up? Yeah, that's the whole point here too. Is we all know that XRP, again, nothing against Bitcoin. I mean, we've all known that Bitcoin takes up a lot of energy. We know that Bitcoin is super slow. We know that kind of stuff, right? Bitcoin is a store of value. That's all it is right now. It's a store of value. It's like I mean, the thing is that without a way of making fast transactions, how would you use Bitcoin? I mean, in all honesty, like think about that. I mean, you'll never be able to. You would never, without the Lightning system, you would never be able to make a transaction with Bitcoin. So I get that these people are all like out here saying like, Bitcoin's the best, hold of value and stuff like that. Like XRP is not saying or arguing that they're the store of value. Like that they're a technology company that allows for assets to be moved across the blockchain. That's all they said, to make cross-border payments easy and affordable for most people. That's not Bitcoin's strategy. Bitcoin's not coming out here saying the same thing. That's not what Bitcoin's never been that. So it's just funny that they're saying that it's a scam and they're trying to, stable coins work better. Well, what do you think? Yeah, I would agree. Stable coins are great. What do you think that Ripple's doing here? This guy doesn't know what XRP is. That's the thing is they're assuming that XRP, they're trying to associate that XRP is like trying to be a stable coin. Like they don't know that XRP is actually the gas coin for the XRPL, that you have to use it as gas. It's not going to be a stable coin, bro. It's like, has no use case. What do you mean? This is where this guy has no idea. Like, this is what frustrates me about the space is people speak about it and they have no idea what XRP really is. Has no use case. Dude, the XRP is used right now. You can go buy, just to move things across the XRPL, you got to use XRP, just like Ethereum, just like Solana. So to say it has no use case is kind of crazy to me. And that's where I just know, instantly that first thing right there should get you to where you're like, yeah, this guy obviously has no idea. But it's okay. We digress here. Austin, can you discuss the appeal doc that came out on XRP today for April? Yeah, so there was a let's see, I'll pull it up here. I was reading it this morning. It says XRP news, SEC versus Ripple. Will the agency failed appeal lead to $20? So I think it's pretty funny when they put out these things out here. Let's go back. There's a better article here. So right here, it says this came out today. It says XRP's news today. SEC silence on Ripple appeal fuels market uncertainty. BTC slips. So again, this came out earlier today. And it basically just talked about the SEC and the Ripple thing here. It said the XRP token sold, blah, blah, blah. And that we had this hearing and that there was supposed to be a filing on this on January 22nd. And basically we haven't heard anything. But you got to realize, dude, we just had a whole new administration come in. They just literally came in like a couple days ago. And so the SEC appeal plans and focus on Thursday, January 23rd. XRP declined over the SEC silence on the Ripple's case, which fueled market uncertainty. Again, I'm not even sweating this at all. I think we're all pretty squared away on where this is going. I think that the Ripple case is going to get thrown out, guys. I don't even see them pursuing it. Number one, they're not going to waste resources on it anymore. Number two, there's no reason for it. We already have a Judge Ruin and Judge Torres coming out and basically saying that this is what it is. I honestly think that Ripple is probably just going to pay a fine and move forward. I think that's the deal that's going to get made. Trump's going to come out here and say, dude, make a deal. Let's move forward. And Paul Atkins is going to come out. He's going to make a deal with XRP, and they're going to probably pay some fine, just like all these exchanges did when they were selling securities, like a Kraken and Crypto.com and all these other exchanges that came out here for selling securities. They paid a fine and moved on. So that's the argument right now, is how much is that fine going to be? And that's what Ripple's case is that, hey, we're not a security still, but at the end of the day, you're going to make a settlement on this. You're going to move forward. So they're going to probably come to a settlement agreement here. and I could definitely see this moving forward. I'm not even sweating where this goes, to be honest with you, Michaela. Like, I think it's going to be just fine. So our federal government will not put our financial futures in the hands of 4 billionaires. Bitcoin's not a creator. Trump is not going to support that. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I think that there's going to be support for Bitcoin because, I mean, Bitcoin, like if you look at like what Bitcoin is, I will agree that Bitcoin does, like with the halving and the scarcity of the supply and all that kind of stuff. Like Bitcoin does have its value. There is value to it. I know some people don't agree with that, but I do think that Bitcoin has a value, a store of value, just like gold has a store of value, right? We say it is what we say it is. That's what it comes down to. We say what it is. And right now we're saying that Bitcoin is worth $107,000 per Bitcoin right now. And so that's really where it comes down to, just like the US dollar. Like the government actually tells us what the dollar's worth. They do. It's all based off that. So Bitcoin's just another one of those things out here that is, as I think, will always continue to rule the roost, just because of the asset alone. But doesn't mean that that we shouldn't have technology being advanced in the crypto industry to make this space a better space. Like, why would we not do that? Why would we restrict Ripple and the growth of Ripple and XRP to focus purely on Bitcoin? We'd be left. We would, if we only focused on Bitcoin, we would be left behind. And that's the big issue here. Is that that was our issue going into with the Biden administration. They were literally putting restrictions on the growth of technology in America. That's what everything that's happened with the Ripple case, and a lot of these other things is dampening the growth of technology. And that's just that's my personal opinion, but to each our own on this. Yeah, it said crypto leader, not Bitcoin leader. I would agree, Mr. Big Shorts, 100%. That's exactly how I took it. Don't get me wrong. I was like, yeah, dude, Bitcoin would be great, right? I mean, obviously, Bitcoin's still looking pretty good right now. I mean, the whole market's actually looking pretty decent. I mean, we go back and look at the cryptocurrency market. I mean, overall, the last 24 hours has actually been pretty good. We're up 1.75%. Bitcoin's up 2.26% in the last 7 days. I mean, Solana's still doing good. XRP has been up and down. It's been pretty strong for the most part. You come down to Stellar. Stellar is looking good. A lot of these things are looking pretty decent, right? I mean, if you actually jumped into Hedera today with the nice little buys coming up, I mean, you guys are up pretty good amounts right now. So, yeah, it makes me concerned. And that's the thing, is that a lot of it, as much as they want to argue that it's decentralization, there's a lot of arguments as to it. A lot of people actually own a lot of Bitcoin now, and they can manipulate the markets just like people can come out there and manipulate the dollar. And so, as much as they want to argue that Bitcoin is decentralization, which it was built for that, it has become more centralized over the years. And I don't think there's any argument to that. When the ETFs happened, there were so many people, so many Bitcoiners that were pissed off. Obviously, you had people like this guy, this Pierre, and you had all of good old Pierre here. Look at this guy. Look at that guy. I probably wouldn't trust him with my kids, but you have this guy right here who obviously prospered from the ETFs. So he's all for, as long as it's benefiting him in the central, and it becomes centralized and it benefits him for a mining standpoint, he's all on board with. And so he's going to fight to the bitter end that Bitcoin's the best, because obviously he's mining it and he has a large mine, and so he doesn't care about the ETF side of it. But there's a lot of people out here like us who are decentralized maxis who believe that that's not what it was created for in the first place. So although it was great for the price to go up, that was never what it was intended for in the first place. So it's just funny how when it works for them, it's totally fine, but when it works against them, it's we now got to be against it. Trump needs to grab the Bitcoiners by their Ripple is an American company, and Trump wants us to be a leader in the country. Yeah, and a leader in innovation, right? Bitcoin, like nothing is growing on Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin is Bitcoin. There's no smart contracts. I mean, like there's smart contracts that people built, like with stacks and stuff like that. But Bitcoin's just Bitcoin. It's just, like I said, it's a store of value. But why can't we use other cryptocurrencies and the blockchain technology to advance the technology in the world? Why would we not do that? It makes no sense to me. I've always had a hard time understanding why we would not do that as people in the space. Why would we not want that? Sherry, yeah, BTC beta test coin. Let's see here. Ripple is being chosen by design. Just look at who sits on the banks now have custody of digital assets on the SEC. Like and subscribe. Appreciate that. Stop sign. What's up, bud? Butterfly, thanks so much for gifting 10 memberships to the A team. If Butterfly gifted you a membership, please say thank you. And those 10 new members, welcome to the A team. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. You want an Audi? I'm gonna scroll down because I'm really behind on the chat now. Banks have feasted on people, charging us fees using the Swift system originally. That is why the banks hated it. Banks now trying to join the party to let it. Yeah, and I would agree. You can see the banks coming out here. I mean, there was already articles today about more banks coming out saying that they're on board with the cryptocurrency. I can't remember where it was at. Yeah, right here. Trump crypto plans have Wall Street CEOs ready to jump into digital assets. So again, we have banks that are going to jump into digital assets. It's not saying jumping into Bitcoin, right? It's not saying that we're going to only jump into Bitcoin here. It's saying that we're going to jump into digital assets. That's really where this is coming from. So, where'd it go? Right here. So that's something we got to look at. You know what I mean? Close this down here real quick. My internet's running a little slow today. And it says right here, just days into President Trump's second administration, Wall Street is singing a different tune on crypto. For us, the equation is really around whether we, as a highly regulated financial institution, can act as a transactor. So again, you had people basically coming out and saying that's their whole goal, is to be acting as a person between the two, between the person actually making the transaction and the other person that's in between. They want to be the middleman. They want to basically be the wallets that we have out there. They want to be the safe pals. They want to be the MetaMasks. That's what they want to be. They want to fit somewhere in there. And I guarantee you that they're going to be coming out as soon as this gets regulated. Like the MetaMask of the world. Like if you like these wallets these banks are going to be buying up these wallets. I guarantee you, dude. These the safe pals are going to be worth billions. Any wallet that's in this industry that's already established and does good in this space is probably going to get bought up by these banks because they want to be the intermediary between. They want to be the PayPals of transactions. They want to be the Venmos of transactions when it comes to crypto. That's exactly what they want to be, and they never were able to do that because of the restrictions of where they were. So again, this opens up the door for a lot of that kind of stuff. And once you have that median, right, that can allow those transactions to happen, you now control it again. So that's why banking systems, that's why the institutions have hated crypto for so long, is because they were never able to tap into the intermediary, the median of us sending money to each other via crypto. Now they're going to be able to do that. It's going to change the game. And I don't know if it's going to change it for the better. I'm going to be honest. As much as these banks, we do not want these banks to be jumping into crypto. I'm the first to say that, dude. I have no problem with an ETF. I have no problem with an ETF coming out here where we can actually go and buy these things on an open exchange. We can invest our 401ks into here. But as soon as we open up the doors to allow banks to start owning technology in this space that allows that becomes centralization now. And again, if you're a decentralized maxi like myself, the last thing you want is your banks being in your business, right? That takes away everything that we built decentralization for. It takes everything that Bitcoin was created for. Like we are handing it right back over to be centralized again. And so this is although this is great to hear the banks that are on board with this, you can see what their intentions are though. I mean, they want to act as a transactor. What does that mean? They basically want to be the intermediary between you and I you and I sending money to each other. And the best way to do that is through a wallet. And if they control the wallet, they control you. And that's the scary part here. So again, I don't mean to get too much into the weeds there. That's a little conspiracy right there, but I don't like that. That's not my favorite thing. So JPEG, thanks so much for becoming a new member of the channel. You're officially now a member of the A team. Welcome, my friend. Thank you so much. Do you think this news will cause XRP to drop more? I hope not. No, I don't think so. I mean, that's where you got to have people come out here with that's probably why you see a lot of this actually rising. Because again, what happens when everyone's yelling smoke, they're assuming there's fire, right? But the good thing is that XRP has been here for a long time. They've made it through a lot of the the downturns and everything like this. I don't think they're going anywhere. They're resilient, and I think a lot of us that just are here for crypto, I mean, we're here supporting Ripple and XRP in the growth of that. Like, at least personally, I am. So Austin, next week, the Fed's coming out with news. I expect the markets to drop a little bit. Yeah, they could, JPEG. They very well could. Again, we got to monitor these markets. I ended up adding the 236 to this because I kept telling people, like, they were getting confused because I kept telling them, like, we're over purchase territory, and so I wanted to draw a line here so that people can actually see, like, what over purchase territory looks like. So, anything down here towards the 382 level, like right in here, like this is still, like, we're in buy zones dipping down here into the 0.5. And then, like, anything here in the 0.5 zone, it's like a really, anything in here is a really good buy. My levels that I've set here are literally super aggressive, like deep, basically sell-offs in the market. Like, that's what that's where I'm banking at. But anything in these areas, I want to make it very clear that, like, these areas are kind of like where you want to buy. So again, if you see this, that's what it means. So watching you is so educational. Oh, no problem. Online English. Yeah. And the thing, if you're new to crypto, I mean, it can get confusing on what's really going on here because trying to differentiate between the two, right? Like, what is XRP and what is Bitcoin? What is XRP trying to do, and what is Ripple trying to do in this space, and what is Bitcoin in this space? I think a lot of people don't really know the difference. We know who Satoshi is, but the government knows. You think they know who Satoshi is? BTC, store of value, because it doesn't do anything. Yeah, it's just like gold. I mean, like, and it's okay. Like, gold is obviously, I mean, I think that gold is something that we need in this world. I mean, obviously we had we were backed by gold for a long time. And people still trade gold today. It's still a commodity that's out there. But again, you're not going to go take gold and go buy your bananas. You're not going to use gold to go buy, your Frosted Flakes off the shelf. It's not going to happen. Just like you're not going to be able to take Bitcoin at this point and go and pay for your electrical bill. It's not going to happen, dude. Like, you can't do that. So what does that mean? That means that you have to create avenues for that to happen, right? You have to create avenues for that to work out. And right now they haven't. The only way you're going to be able to create that is through a blockchain that's fast, secure, and allows for these transactions to happen. But I mean, that's not XRP's model either. XRP's model isn't person-to-person transactions. It's not their P2P. It's institutions to institutions, or governments to governments, or large companies paying large companies. Like, that's who they're going at. Like, that's their market. They come out there and said that multiple times. So again, their goal is to be able to have people take Bitcoin and send it across a network to someone in a fast, secure setting, and they get it instantly. And again, you can take your Bitcoin and send it across. I could send you $100 million of Bitcoin today. Well, I personally can't, but you get what I'm saying. I could take $100 million and send it to you in a wallet. It'll take 25, 30 minutes to get to you, and it will get there. But again, now it's not going to be backed. It's not going to be insured. If it gets lost, then what do you say? So opening up these systems, like with XRP and Ripple, you can actually now have money that's backed. It's insured, all that stuff. So if someone sends $100 billion worth of Bitcoin across a network and it gets lost, just realize that they have created a way with RLUSD to where this is now safe and secure, and it's backed. And I mean, why would you not want to do that if you're an institution? 10 years from now, there'll be a new Bitcoin. Well, yeah, there's going to have to be because Bitcoin will now be owned by a majority. Just go out and right now, like, just go look at this. Top holders of Bitcoin. I mean, you just go down the list here. Like, tell me this is not centralized. You got individual Bitcoin whales, which again are most likely probably large people, probably, the Elon Musks of the world, the Bill Gates of the world. They probably own some of this. But then you go down and, and again, I don't know when this is, but you got the twins here. They own 70,000, and this actually isn't updated. That's not, like, let's go to this one right here. I'm gonna say that's old. So you can see right here, look at this, guys. MicroStrategy holds 31.6 billion. Marathon Digital, Mara, holds 2.5 billion. Riot Platform holds 957 million. Oh, who's the head of Riot? Oh, you have a VP right here who's out here talking shit about XRP. Oh, go figure, right? Okay, because yeah, that's your paycheck, bro. I get it. You know what I mean? Makes sense. It's okay though. You got Tesla out here holding 929 million. You got Coinbase, obviously Coinbase, which is a centralized exchange, right? I mean, you go down the list of these things right here, and a majority of the people that hold this, and then you got and like this is before, again, BlackRock, all these other ETF companies out here that are going to own a lot more. And it's just crazy to me that like this is what we're arguing about. We're sitting here saying that XRP is the problem. The XRP is centralized and trying to create all these things. I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's a hard sell. That's a really hard sell, dude. JPEG, thanks so much for the $10, dude. Austin, next week with the Feds coming out with news and reports, lots of people are thinking that the market will drop. What are good buying prices look for? I mean, yeah, you should just be honestly, I think that we're just looking for oversold. Like right now, we are definitely in the sell territory for XRP. Bitcoin's in a sell territory for Bitcoin. I mean, you can see right here, we are, it's now dipping back into technically a buy zone, but I mean, we're up here. It dipped into a buy zone yesterday and today, and now we're up here at 106 again. So, I think it's just important to find where these levels are at and then, strike where you're going. Like I said, I put an aggressive buy orders in here, but yeah, if the market's going to drop based off, news, or if that's the anticipation, then I definitely think you should, definitely set up a retracement, definitely watch your RSIs. We definitely know that this is coming down here. So as much as this is trying to tell us, we do know that at least this is going to come down and touch the 20. Hasn't done that yet. So we do know that there's more room for this to fall down. Same with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's up here on the day chart. We know that this is going to eventually settle down, right? It's eventually going to come down and settle down here. So people up here buying right now that are new to crypto, like I feel really bad for them. I feel really bad for them because this is going to come down to some degree before we have another takeoff. It's going to come down. It's going to rest somewhere here, probably at the 100,000 to 99, somewhere in this ballpark, maybe even 99 to 98. And then we're going to take our next level again. I mean, at least it's going to come down to $102 again, right here at this high right here, which is where I have this marked. So it's like, people that are buying this, I feel bad that people are new to crypto because this is going to retrace. I do feel confident saying that. TJ, thanks so much for the $10, dude. 3 things. Thoughts on Toshi? Think HBAR is getting listed on Robinhood. Does it concern you that Trump doesn't hold any XRP anywhere, but does gold, Solana, BTC? Well, I don't have any thoughts on Toshi. HBAR getting listed on Robinhood would be awesome. I think that would be great. And I don't think it concerns me that they don't hold XRP. Who knows what they're holding in a private, the private side of it. But I definitely think that eventually they probably will. You got, I think a lot of people out here that are, we don't know what their private wallets are. Really, that's what it comes down to, and that's what decentralization is. So, but yeah, publicly, it doesn't bother me at all, dude. I don't think it changes what XRP is trying to do. Trump doesn't need to hold XRP to make me feel confident with XRPs. In all honesty, I don't think that Trump really knows a whole lot about crypto. I mean, I think he knows it's important. I think he knows that that's the future. But outside of that, I don't think that he really knows. I mean, does he know what a smart contract is and how the smart contract moves things across the ledger? Does he know, what the difference between a token and a coin is? I have no idea. I just don't think that he cares. I just think that he knows, like, hey, this is the direction we're going. We need to make sure that we build a reserve on it. We need to make sure that we control it. We need to make sure that as the most powerful country in the world, that we're ahead of the curve with it, because it obviously is moving in that direction. Like, he's thinking like macro in terms of crypto. He's not thinking the micro side of it. So that's just my personal opinion. And he doesn't need to think micro. Who cares, right? Think macro and create what needs to be created to make sure that we have the most successful, and stick to your guns, right? Make us the crypto capital of the world. Make us the Bitcoin capital of the world. Like, do that kind of stuff. Like, that's all I care about, And thanks, TJ, for the $10, man. I appreciate that. I'm gonna keep scrolling, dude. Guys, I'm like 15 minutes behind on my rant, so you guys have been chatting it up right now. Appreciate you guys all being here, by the way. Justin, thanks so much for the $2, dude. When do you think HBAR hits $2? I'm hoping this bull run. I don't know exactly the date of when it's going to hit, but I mean, I think projection wise, I think we've been pretty spot on with HBAR. So, I think when it comes to the math works out. I mean, will it hit? I don't know if it's going to, but I mean, that's kind of where I've been sitting. So. Oh man. So thanks again for the $2. Thoughts on crypto IRA accounts? I think those are fine. Yeah, I think crypto IRA accounts are, that's probably the next, thing moving forward. I love it, dude. I love the pettiness. Slinky, thanks so much for the $5, dude. I think the news will allow people to feel crypto is legit. If the banks can hold it for you, I just want the ability to still hold it myself. Yeah. Well, that's the scary part is, we already have Bank of America. You had Trump yesterday at the World Economic Forum calling out the Bank of America for deplatforming conservatives, which again has been proven. There's nothing, we've seen that. And so the last thing you want to do is be debanked not only on your in your banking system, but then be debanked on a decentralized platform as well. That would be crazy. You know what I mean? So like getting banks involved is the last thing I want. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not want banks to be involved in my decentralization. It would kill decentralization, and it would kill the whole intention of what crypto was created for in the first place. I think meme coins are just a commodity, bro. I think they're like Curtis. I know you're probably joking here, but I do think that meme coins have their value in this space. And do I like meme coins? Not really. I think that they hurt a lot of people, especially new people that come to the space. And not, like let's just take the Hawk Tuah girl that brought a lot of her people in that had no idea what crypto was, and they basically got fleeced out of millions. Like those, that sucks. You know what I mean? But the thing is, though, is that you can go spend $100 in buying a pack of baseball cards and get nothing out in return, except you just spend $100 on paper, like these paper cards that have pictures of athletes on there. But we don't complain about those. Did those people get rug pulled because they didn't get a Patrick Mahomes in there? Did they get rug pulled because they didn't get a rookie card of Saquon Barkley or of LeBron James? No, we don't complain about that. But then people will come out here and they'll buy these, these shit coins that hold no value. And yeah, that's the game, dude. I'm guessing that all investments in crypto kind of show that banks are dying. They're absolutely dying, Christy. I think that that's really the big case here is that people, like I told you guys, majority of my money is sitting on, majority of my life savings is sitting on this little thing right here. My life savings is sitting on this thing right here. It's not in a bank. The banks don't own my investments. They're not using it. They want that money so that they could take your money and lend and go make more money. That's the whole goal here, right? So if it's sitting right here in Bitcoin or in XRP or in HBAR or in Ethereum, they can't make money off of me, dude. And so what do they want to do? They want to now hold something like this. They want to go hold Ledger. Because what does that mean then? That gives them the opportunity now to then, take what they want from you and go out there and spend it however they want to spend it. They want to take the fees. They're no longer getting fees from you. They're no longer getting anything from you. So yeah, the more you bring in decentralization, the more the banks are going to be hurt by it. I have not done an ETH analysis today. No, I've been on a rant. I've been on a crazy rant here, and I think to really jump off this, because I think what's fair here is to go on both sides. So it says Bitcoin maxis trigger heated discussion, and it says that they claim that Ripple and XRP, the native cryptocurrency of the XRPL, are the top hurdles moving towards this. And so they're obviously talking about this. We talked about it. It says what are they saying about Bitcoin only? Bitcoiners rallied behind this guy's statement, Pierre's statement right here. So obviously he came out and sort of started this whole thing. So they rallied behind him, and it said right here, the XRP is a total shitcoin, calling out the token for its alleged accidental loss of parts of the XRPL. Another Bitcoin person said that Ripple and XRP are evil, and a CBDC, and that they believe that it's all meant to enrich Americans. A CBDC based off Ripple affects all Americans. But again, they're saying that Ripple is a CBDC, and like Ripple is not a CBDC. That's where I'm like, it's funny to me how we're saying that these people are BTC maximalists, and all they're saying is that they're evil. It's evil. Well, why is it evil? Well, it's because it's a CBDC. Why? How is it a CBDC? Well, because I think it's a CBDC. Well, okay, you made no argument now. Our efforts are actually increasing likelihood of a. So then you had Garland House come out here and defend it, and then they continue to slam it, and it says I love it right here. And so basically that's what it came down to, is that you had these people arguing the difference between the benefits of Bitcoin, and then the argument of against XRP was that it's evil. It's meant to be a CBDC. It has no value. It's not technically a cryptocurrency. And so, like, to me, when I hear those arguments, like, none of them make sense to me, because like they're everything that they were just said they were not. I mean, how is it evil? Like, no one, you can say it's evil, but how is it evil? Because it's against Bitcoin, or because you think it's against Bitcoin that makes it evil, or because it does something completely different than Bitcoin that's evil? I don't know. It says, is BTC threatened by XRP? It said somewhere along the back and forth of the wars, users suggest that Bitcoiners may have felt threatened by XRP, which explains the reactions after President Trump signed the executive orders. And again, I don't necessarily mean it's threatened. It just means that, hey, they're not focusing 100% on Bitcoin. So I think that that's where it is. They're salty because now, instead of it being a Bitcoin reserve, it's a crypto reserve. And so a lot of these people that are Bitcoin maxis want their XRP, want their Bitcoin to be the focus, and wants their value to go up. So obviously that's the whole point. It says, for context, BTC is the world's first digitalized asset. We all know that. And it's also deferred, or it's also called digital gold. It says, on the other hand, BTC chain is said to offer more security due to its transaction mechanism of distributed miners as opposed to the XRP ledger. Okay, that's great, but that doesn't change anything. So again, their arguments, I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of a mixed result for me on what they're saying about this. So yeah, it's just my personal belief here. But at the end of the day, I think that Ripple brings more. And this was a hit piece. I forgot to bring this up. This was a hit piece. This right here, it says Ripple's anti-Bitcoin campaign to promote CBDCs. So this actually came out in May of this year, or almost a year ago. And I remember when this came out here that it actually caused a bunch of issues here, because they're saying that Ripple's whole goal here is to drive forward centralized banking digital assets, or CBDCs. And again, they came out and fought this. It says that Ripple is at the forefront of the CBDC revolution, engaging with government globally to leverage its technology for digital currency development. In May, Ripple launched a dedicated platform to assist central banks, governments, and financial institutes in issuing CBDCs and stablecoins. It says Ripple's involvement with the digital dollar project further cemented this in its role. So there was a hit piece on this about everything that was going on here. And so they're basically saying that they're trying to create CBDCs, and that was never the intention of Ripple. If you go back and look, that was never their intention. Their intention was to create a platform that allowed for people's money to be moved across the platform. That's literally what all it was. And so people obviously can assume for whatever they want to assume it for. Let's see here. Rug pull Bitcoin comment made me choke air. Bitcoin is nothing and does nothing. I don't see how it could hold its value. Well, because we say we say what the value is going to hold it, right? We keep buying it and creates value. I mean, it's no different than anything else. And then obviously it's scarcity and things like that can cause it to go up in price. So the narrative behind it, right? There's a lot of things that make it go up in price. There's really no need for Bitcoin at this point, except it's a store of value. I mean, do you pay your house with it? Do you pay your car with it? What do you guys do with it? What do you do with Bitcoin? I store it for value in hopes that it actually is the digital gold. That's the reason why I hold it. Other than that, if it came out and said, "Oh, Bitcoin's we're gonna do it," there's not. They can't even do anything with Bitcoin, dude. You'd have to literally come out, and all the validators have to come together to make any changes to the Bitcoin network. It's not gonna happen, dude. Billion, right? Thanks so much for the $2, dude. Didn't Trump get gifted XRP? Dude, good question. I don't know if he got actually gifted it. I think people have said that. That's a narrative that's out there, but I don't know if that's actually true or not. And thanks so much for the donation. Yeah, hit that like button. Appreciate you guys. Trump is smart enough to surround himself with folks that are crypto experts. Yeah, and that's how it should be. Hey, NT, thanks so much for the donation, man. Happy Chinese New Year's to you too. Yeah, happy New Year's to you as well, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time for I got the New Year's coming up. We got the Asian New Year's, so happy New Year's to everyone out there. You should give the free members a place to accumulate. I think you have things to win if you do. You should give the free members a place to accumulate. What do you too fast to handle? What are you talking about? What do you mean? I don't know if I understood that. Ripple settles with the SEC, 125 million fine, gets paid, and yeah, I think that's what's going to come down to. They're just going to pay the fine, and we're going to move on. They're going to say, hey, you know what? You're a commodity. We're going to move forward. Memes are suppressed in the space for elites. I mean, dude, Trump opened the door to that. Trump opened the door to that, dude. Trump opened the door with that. But let's go back to XRP here. Again, you can see right here that XRP did dip down. I'm on the day chart right here. So anytime that's in this area right here, we have an opportunity. So anywhere between, the 382, the 0.5, and the 618, like anytime it gets down here, I mean, this is like when it hits the 0.5 right here, this is technically it's a pretty good sell-off, right? I mean, it's a pretty good percentage buyback. Anything that's like more than 10% is a pretty good buyback. And so if you think about where XRP is, I mean, if it comes down here to the 3.8, that's an 8% dip, right? It comes down here, it's almost a 13% dip, which is a pretty good pullback. You know what I mean? A 14% dip is a huge pullback. But you get to see yesterday. I mean, yesterday it came down here and hit the $3, 303 yesterday. And we bounced since have bounced back up here to about 5%. So again, when it dips into these areas, these are good accumulation areas considering we're in a bull market, guys. I just want to make it clear. So I did put the red up here just to let you know, like, this is a sell area. I like to get things back down here at the 0.5 or below to the 618 or the 6.5. Like, these are your golden areas. So I like to play this, like, that's where I like to buy it at. So again, you could buy in these areas. It just becomes riskier and riskier. That's all. I want to make sure that was very clear yesterday, because I feel like I kind of, when I talk about this, some people get maybe confused on when I say over purchased areas. What's up, F Joe? You changed your logo, dude. It's good to see you. The hell was that? I put all my savings in Fartcoin. Oh man, I'm gonna try to catch up with you guys. I'm like 7 minutes behind now. Kevin, thanks so much for the $5, man. Great video. No, I appreciate you being here, dude, and thank you so much for the donation to the channel. That's actually pretty funny. It's funny to see the Bitcoin maxis crying over Twitter. Yeah, they're going at it pretty hard. You know what I mean? To me, there was a CBDC, and now we are trying to have Cbdc'S if stablecoins. What do you mean, James Bond? Yeah, it hurts everyone in the space. Yeah, and that's where I kind of liked. I did like Brad Garlinghouse's comment. You know what I mean? I did like what Brad Garlinghouse said here in his response. You can go back to the replies here. And he did come out. I think that he did say, Brad Garlinghouse actually did say some like right here, supports American companies and technology. Aggressively supports American companies and technology. Our efforts are actually increasing the likelihood of a crypto strategic reserve, which includes Bitcoin, happening. So I think that, like, that's where he's getting. And it's just crazy to me, dude. Bitcoin maxis are just hurt because because XRP is looks like Ripple is going to get adoption 100%. Yeah, XRP. One person came out here and was like, how are you going to sit here and say that it's bad when it's already up 6% or 600% this year? What's up, Digital? Thank you so much for XRP. Yeah, I agree. That's why they don't like BTC, because of its opposite of free money. Ripple is controlled. Yeah, I get that Ripple is controlled, but I mean, to sit there and say that, I mean, yeah, what is that? Okay, it's controlled. So is Bitcoin, dude. There's so many holders of Bitcoin right now. Like, yeah. And and to sit there and say that, Bitcoin's not, can't be controlled either is wrong. I mean, what if all the developers, what if all the decentralized miners and developers came together and agreed to change the protocol? What happens then? What happens when they hold so much? What happens when, let's go back here. What happens when MicroStrategies? What happens when Mara, MicroStrategies, Riot, and all these large developers come together and they decide to modify it, right? I mean, not saying that can happen. I mean, it could definitely happen, right? We don't talk about that. Sooner. Thanks so much for the $5. The funniest ones I've seen were XRP as a company and Brad created XRP with several hundred retweets. These people, yeah, I'm with you, dude. That's great that Ripple owns it. I mean, they're building technology around a blockchain to allow transactions to be moved freely, and freely across the blockchain. I guess that's kind of what's crazy to me. So yeah, and it's funny that he says ban CBDC's technology, aka Ripple. You do realize that I think Pierre is just upset that he didn't get invited to. This guy's just upset that he didn't get invited to the inauguration and he didn't have a behind closed doors dinner at Mar-a-Lago. That's probably why Pierre's a little salty right now. To be honest with you, that's probably what it is. He didn't get the street cred. Well, I don't think it's going to be a CBDC. So that's no different than Tether, USDC, or any other stablecoin that's created out there. It's not a CBDC, because a centralized banking digital asset or digital currency is, like I said, it would be like the banks creating a currency that is now used. So like taking the US dollar and making it digital, making it a centralized banking digital currency, taking the US dollar and making it a centralized banking currency. That's what it comes down to. And I don't think Ripple could be that. That means that everyone have to adopt Ripple, and you don't have to. That's why you have Tether and USDC and all these other things. So BTC going to be tokenized. It is going to probably be tokenized on the XRPL for sure. Yeah, it's not what you do with it now. It's what you can do with it in the future. It's property and will be used like the greatest asset past. Yeah, and it could very well do that. I would agree. Under the gun. I've done far more with Shiba Inu than I have with with Bitcoin. That's actually pretty funny. Before Ripple was able to get Royce on board, it was questionable for people, and they all had no clue. All right. I know you haven't looked into it much, but after the past few weeks of the trends, I'm wondering if your stance has changed with XCN. Not really. Nothing against it. Like I just haven't spent time on it. I'm so focused with with the larger assets. Again, I think people should go out and venture out and find new assets. Like, you don't have to always be so hyper focused on the H bars, the XLMs, and the XRPs, and the things that we got going on. I mean, like, I think it's good to go out, especially if you're new to crypto. Go out and seek out the ones that make you excited. And if XCM makes you excited, I think you should definitely seek it out. Somewhat XRP, I'm considering investing in a small bag just in case. Good. ETH will have an upgrade soon. Yeah, I saw they're going to have some upgrades. Picked up some XRP and H bar the other day, looking to add a little more. Should I buy more of those or pick up some XLM? Yeah, I think that's tough. For me personally, like my focus has really been H bar. H bar has actually been a really easy. This has been a really easy chart. The last, like I said, find the charts that are easy for you to make some money on. XLM and H bar have both been easy charts to look for some swing trades on. You can see these areas right here. These are buying areas right here. This is all buying areas, and they've all done well. Look at the supports coming in here, right? We hit the 5, we came down, we hit down here into the below the 618 right here in the gold zone, right here in the golden pocket. We bounced back up, we sold. You came back down here, you could buy this again. It bounced all the way up here. We've come down. I mean, we're playing this game right here between the 0.5. So anytime this comes down and hits the 0.5, we've obviously bounced back. We might come down a little bit below it, but we do pretty good around here. So usually when we hit the 0.5, we'll bounce below it to like roughly right around this area. So I mean, like XLM has been a really good one to watch. H bar, very similar patterns, right? We can go here and look at the patterns here. And again, you can pull this back further if you'd like. But we came down here past the 50. We went back up. We came down past the 50 again, right? And then we came right here towards the 618, which again, this is a perfect buy if you bought this the other day. I was off by like 0.02. It was like 0.002 cents. I think I was off on that purchase, but it's okay. And then we bounced back up here. So, I mean, those are really, really good returns. If you were able to get on this 12% return. Now it's dipped back down. And here we are, right? That's basically roughly talking to 3% decline. So our goal here is for this to come back maybe down, dip back into this 30 right here on the 50 or on the 32.9, if not a little bit below that, to then swoop in and pick it up again. The day chart's on its way down. We do know it's going to come down and touch the 20 at some point and maybe go past the 20%. The 12-hour is it's actually working its way back up. But again, you're kind of hoping that it does something like this, where it comes up, it maybe almost hits the 50 and bounces back down, which again, you can see a lot of that's what's happening throughout here, right? So usually we'll come up, we'll head up here, we'll come down, and we'll have a little hiccup right here. We do it pretty often. Boom, boom. We come down, come up, hit a hiccup, come back down, come back up, come down. This one we hit a couple hiccups, came back up. So again, anytime we pass the 20. We'll have to monitor this one, but I mean, we come up here past the 20, and then we do come down slightly and come back up. I mean, that is a pattern that you can see right there. This will be an easy chart to follow, dude. Swing trade this chart. Anytime it's in the green, it's probably, again, it could retrace further, but we're in a bull market right now. And, again, the trends are looking positive. They're not looking negative unless some negative catalyst comes in that we're not aware of. So, yeah, I'm kind of in the H-bar XLM area right now, just because their charts are easy to identify and get on swing trades. Billion Right, thanks so much for the $2, dude. Become a member so you can smell. Oh my gosh, bro, you're crazy, dude. Thanks so much for the $2. They are not allowed to sell from escrow. How dumb they are. Yeah, hold a cold storage. Yes, I do have more BTC than XRP. Yes. Awesome. Can we get on a subject where we do not FUD other cryptos? Let's get on other mentality. Enough money for everyone. Chill. Yeah, and I'm not necessarily FUD. I mean, it's hard to FUD Bitcoin. I mean, I don't think you can really FUD Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin's Bitcoin, dude. I think it's really hard to do it. I mean, there's nothing negative about it. I mean, Bitcoin is the godfather of crypto. It will continue to go up in price. People will continue to buy it. It's still the number one leading asset in the world. So yeah, there's nothing negative about it. I think really what my whole goal here is to defend the people that don't really understand what the whole goal of Ripple and XRP are in this space. And a lot of us that have spent time looking at Ripple, understanding what they're doing and what the whole goal is, I think we just have a different outlook. And again, I don't think Bitcoiners spend time evaluating other technologies. Like, I don't see this guy. I mean, this guy that made those statements, I don't think he's really diving into like exactly what XRP and Ripple does. By him saying it's not a technology, by him saying it's not a cryptocurrency, that's craziness. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I was coming from. I wasn't necessarily attacking. I was more attacking personalities like Pierre. That's who I was attacking. I was attacking this guy. He looks familiar for some reason. I don't know what he looks like to me, but he looks familiar. Too many clams. Thanks so much for the $5, dude. Big banks control and manipulate precious metals while holding a lot in the physical, then sell exposure through ETFs. This most definitely can happen to BTC. Yeah, and it already started. Too many clams. I mean, BTC is largely owned by Grayscale. You go down the whole thing. BlackRock, MicroStrategy, all these things. Even though MicroStrategy doesn't sell, they are making profits. So they're making profits through their MicroStrategy stock. So that's how they do it. Their MicroStrategy stock goes up because of Bitcoin. They sell their MicroStrategy to then pay the debts of which they've used to purchase Bitcoin. It's kind of like I said, it's kind of a crazy scenario. Then thanks again so much for the $5, dude. Ripperino, dude, buying more XRP. Hell yeah. You changed your profile. That's hilarious, dude. Paul, thanks so much for gifting 5 memberships to the A team. If Paul gifted you a membership, please say thank you to Paul. And those 5 new members, welcome to the A team. Appreciate you guys all being here. You guys are awesome, dude. Thank you so much, man. A team's the best team. XRP stock or coin? It's a coin for sure. What exactly is that exactly what I do with SBM? You said before day trading, get something experience on something that moves a little bit, but don't do it with a lot of money. I did that at 212. That's good, dude. Airson, I'm awesome. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you, man. What's your position with XRP? Dude, I've been holding XRP for a long time, supported XRP for a long time, and we'll continue to ride out the XRP wave, man. They're my 3rd largest bag, and yeah, I think what they're trying to do in this space is great. So that's just me personally. Let's all start a Bitcoin clone and announce. You said about Bitcoin mining. Austin, can banks buy truckloads of XRP at these lower prices now and hodl and hold for probably? Yeah, and the banks can't. I mean, banks aren't allowed to technically buy Bitcoin. They're not allowed to buy crypto straight up, right? They're not allowed to have it on their. They're not allowed to have it on their. They're not allowed to have it on their sheets, dude. So yeah, I mean, eventually they probably will. Eventually they're gonna be able to come out here and be big players in crypto. So that's kind of what they're wanting. You know what I mean? That's kind of what they've been asking for. So, like it says right here, for us, the equation is really says for us, the equation is really whether a highly regulated financial institution can act as a transactor. It says the newfound optimism is increasing number of banks execs who were in Davos this week is tied to Trump's pro-crypto agenda. The president on Thursday issued executive orders in crypto with an emphasis on protecting and promoting the use of development of digital assets. Banks have been reluctant to support crypto and enable transactions to this point in large part because of the government's position. So again, if you're having someone who's going to be open to this, they're going to come out here and start buying up some of these assets for sure. Just like they buy up, land. They buy up land assets all the time. I mean, banks own land, banks own cars, banks own a ton of commodities. So, they own notes, they own bonds, they own all those things. So why would crypto be any different? So yeah, I think it would be crazy. James Bond. My top for XRP right now is like probably close to $10, $7 to $10 in that ballpark for this cycle. And that's not to include if we go into if we continue to grow, you know what I mean? As an economy, we don't hit the bear market, we go into a super cycle would be awesome. I have not, DJ Spider Monkey. I have not. Tim, Bitcoin will do well. XRP will always do really well. Yeah, I think that's all they're trying to. That's why I liked Tim. I liked Garland House coming out and saying that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, dude, we're here just to work with all cryptos. Helmuth, the math dodgers. What happened to Trump? Is it still in the market? No one seems to be buying it. I think they are still buying it because if you go back and you look, like Solana's still doing really well. Solana's up, still up 21% over the last 7 days. You got to think that's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I don't know where it's at. I haven't looked at Trump in a while. Trump is sitting at 32, so yeah, it's come down. But yeah, it's sitting around 32. But that's pretty. It's finding a floor or finding it's finding a level right now. So can't be too disappointed. People are going to attack what they missed out on. Yeah, he almost looks like a thinner version of you, Austin. They're like, hey, dude. So the thing is, XRP is the final destination. BTC does nothing and is a pyramid scheme. Danny, thanks so much for the $5, dude. Austin, thanks for your guidance on XRP. What is the best platform to chart and trade crypto? I mean, I personally like Coinbase, and I like to use TradingView. So yeah, appreciate you, Brandon. Thanks so much, man. Why is East so quiet? It's doing all right. It's doing all right. Austin, I'm planning on staying 10 years at XRP. Damn, all right. Another channel on YouTube said analytics are calling for a 41 XRP. I mean, even yesterday's video, I know people don't watch the video when they come in and they're like, dude, you're a clown for saying $15. I was like, do you even watch the video? I said people are throwing out numbers and they don't have any numbers to back it up. Like 41, like where are you getting 41 from? Like you can't even look at the history of Bitcoin and see where you're getting 41 from. Like, you have to have some kind of, you can't just say, trust me, bro. Like, oh, it's a symmetrical triangle, so we're gonna get to $15. So it's like, that's great that we have a symmetrical triangle and it shows that's bullish. But to say we're going to jump to $15 is kind of crazy, right? I mean, we could build to $15 through time, but just to say we're going to get to 15, it's fun. It's funny to me, dude. Same with that kind of that same scenario, and that's why I knew people didn't watch the video. So they just look at the thumbnail, they look at the title, and then they don't watch any of the context of the video. So I get a kick out of that kind of stuff. I start laughing a little bit. Austin, are you wearing pants? I am wearing pants right now. Could you do a poll? Yeah, we can do. I'm gonna be out in about 3 more minutes, guys. I'm gonna hop off. It's gonna be a little bit short today. I got a lot of things to do today, so I'm probably gonna only be on here for like 4 more minutes. Fox, he never does when streaming. Whatever. It's so funny how people just want someone to rage on them. People are just miserable. Borishito, I couldn't agree more with you. 10,000, trust my future. Great. Yeah, I'm with you, dude. Go to the soccer field, please. Yeah, we're gonna play some soccer today for sure. Moon Lamb. It's a nicer day today. It was freezing the last couple days, so today we're definitely gonna probably do that. Waiting for the day that I can buy a house for 2,000 XRP. Dude, that'd be badass. Austin Pants. Sandra, you funny. Currently on 50% less on the Moonbeam. All right, damn. If the banks started buying on XRP, it's going to go up way more than $15. Yeah, and I think a lot of cryptos would do that, right? Not just, I mean, if banks could start buying crypto, just like they can go out and buy bonds, there's going to be a lot of cryptos out there that are going to do really well. Birthday meal was great, man. Yeah, we ate a lot of shrimp yesterday for sure. You should wear a bright red shirt one day. Oh, I did wear. What happened? I did wear. I can't remember what I wore. One day I did wear like a different color than black, and everyone was. I can't remember when that was, but I did do that a couple times. Oh, I wore a white shirt. That's what it was. I wore a white shirt. It was actually Teddy's shirt that I wore, and that's where everyone's like, "Dude, what the hell are you wearing a white shirt for?" Well, before you go, hope birthday party was good. Yeah, it was great, James. Austin equals soccer. Bye. Austin, have a great day. You too, Paradise. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all hopping on here. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, a little bit short today, mostly into the weeds of like why the FUD was out there, but I kind of want to keep it that way so people that tune in understand where the stance is. Like I said, I think XRP is going to continue to do well. I think they're really good for the space, and I couldn't be more excited for where XRP and Ripple are going to go in the future. And I do think that they're going to help cryptocurrency continue to evolve in this space, and it's going to help out systems like Bitcoin. It's going to help people who own Bitcoin, move it across the network. And I do think that that's something that's real. So, yeah, thanks so much again. Thanks so much, Via, for your donation, dude. A-Team, trust me, bro. You guys are wild as hell, dude. But I appreciate you guys. You guys are the greatest. A-Team is the best team, and I appreciate you guys a ton. So thanks so much for watching me today. With all that, I will be on probably. I'll try to get on later tonight. We'll see where the markets go. And with all that, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up on your way out. And with all that, love you guys. We're out. Peace out, everyone.